Welcome to Whippoorwill Holler. I'm Miss Lori and this is Mr. Brown. We live in the hills of Arkansas. We love the Lord. Keepers of the old way, but accept some of the new. We love to cook and we love to eat. We love to garden. It's in our blood. It's how we stay sustainable and fill our pantry. We do a lot of canning and preserving. We live a sustainable life. We love our family. We work hard. And every once in a while, we like to dance. So y'all join us. If y'all remember where I left off at my last video, I was working up this corn and I'm fixing to finish up on it. Danny started it and I'm going to finish it. I've been putting up corn like this for so many years. With this method, I can do it fast and it works every time. Oh, there's 100 different ways to do this, but this is my favorite way. I've probably been doing this since I was a little girl, just like this. I'm going to be making my mother-in-law's freezer cream corn. It is my favorite of all cream corns, and I've ate a lot of cream corn. And putting it up in freezer in quart bags is the best way to do it. We thought we got all the silkies off most of these, but I'm still seeing a lot of silkies on here. But that's okay. We were in a hurry trying to get this done, because when you go to pick corn, you need to get it put up pretty quick. And I don't like a lot of silkies on there. And we do have a way of getting our silkies off. Some of these just wasn't worked up as good. But I'm going to get the rest of this corn off these cobs. And I'm going to show you my mother-in-law's recipe for freezer cream corn. It's so easy. This is peaches and cream corn that our friend brought to us. We're not able to grow corn right here in the holler very well. Maybe one of these days we'll get a good spot. We used to grow corn all the time. We grew a lot of corn, a lot of good corn. But since we moved to this spot, we just haven't been able to grow very good corn. But we always end up getting a pretty good load of corn from our friends. So I'm going to get this put up, and this should be enough to get me and Danny through the winter. I'm going to freeze some of this corn whole on the cob. I've got some grandkids that love eating corn on the cob. And I have broken some of them up in smaller pieces, so they have an easier way of eating it. But I'm just going to blanch this. Blanching doesn't mean to bring it up to a full rolling boil. Just where you can kind of see bubbles. We're going to blanch it for about a minute and a half. I'm going to turn the heat off. I'm going to throw it in this cold water. You can see I save ice and use my cold pack to keep the water cold is what I do. And then we'll just let them cool down, and I'll put them in my vacuum seal bags and seal them up good. We'll go a minute and 30 seconds. It's been a minute and 30 seconds, and I'm just going to throw them in this cold water so that the cooking process will stop. Let them cool completely down, and then I'll bag them up. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, you can just put them in regular freezer bags. I'll tell you the best way that I've always done it, and I was taught this many years ago. I didn't put them in freezer bags. I wrapped each cob up, and I know a lot of people don't like using aluminum foil, but I'd wrap each one up in either newspaper or aluminum foil and put them, like, you know, just start stacking them in my freezer. And that's how, when I didn't have a vacuum sealer, that's how I would do it. And it kept, and also I even froze them still in the husk. So there's many ways that you can do it. I'm doing it this way for convenience for my grandkids, and but most of the corn I'm going to be putting up. We've done got it off the cob, and we're going to put it up. So we'll do that in just a little bit. So we got our kernels cut off of the cob. Danny done most of that work for me. I done a little bit that was left over. And this is just an easy method that my mother-in-law always done. And it was, to me, the best corn that she would put up, or anybody put up. Canned corn it's okay. It's not my favorite. I know y'all hear me say that a lot. It just doesn't have the flavor to me. And I think pressure canning vegetables just really, sometimes really just takes away a lot of the flavor. And that's just me. But growing up on a farm and marrying into a farm family that, you know, grew their vegetables, and his mama putting up so much all the time, and I just come to learn different methods and what we liked best. And this is my favorite way to put up corn, besides just on the cob. So used to, I would do this especially on the big farm when all my kids were home before we sold the big farm and settled, you know, down to a smaller place. And when we lived on the river, Danny grew a lot of corn out there on that riverbank. But I would do this method in a big roaster pan, and, you know, one of them that you put a turkey in, electric one, and I'd butter the inside, then it would just be full of corn. And so this is the method I would do, and I'd just let it cook on about 200 all night long, and in the morning, you know, I'd let it cool down, and I'd put it up in quart or sometimes pint freezer bags. It just depended. Like right now, me and Mr. Brown were probably just, well, that's not true. We both love this corn, so I'm going to be putting it up in quart freezer bags. You can't do this in vacuum seal bags, but it always freezes good, no problem. Of course, we eat it up so fast that it's not going to stay in there for years, so it just really turns out good. And there's just very few ingredients. And some of this corn I did leave on the cob. I blanched it and put it up in the freezer. And the ones that I didn't put in the freezer but blanched it, I cut it off the cob, and then some of it I'm not going to cream, but I am going to vacuum seal it. And what I'll use that for is just like using regular frozen corn that's not cream out of, you know, frozen corn that I can use in so many different recipes. And I have found out lately that I love street corn. And I love to fry it up, of course, in a skillet, iron skillet, and season it up. But anyways, this is my favorite right here, and it's so easy. You just want either, now I had this already in my refrigerator, so I'm going to use it up. But this is half and half. I also have some heavy whipping cream. And this one goes out of date first. I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to separate it a little bit. The amount, I can't tell you that, because what you need is just, what I do is just barely kind of cover the corn. Now I'm going to be using salted butter, So I'm not going to put any salt, any pepper, anything in here. I'll do that when I open open a bag up to cook it. I'll season it if it needs it. A lot of times it don't need no salt. Now, if you run out of whipping cream or half and half, you can use whole milk. And I'm going to have to get just a little bit more. I'm going to see, I think I have one more thing of heavy whipping cream. So this was just about half full. And then we used this, so I'll have to. And I wish I'd have measured. I got in a hurry trying to get this done, y'all. How many cups I put in each one of these. But you can see, I mean, it's just, there's no science to this. I just filled it up, not overfilled it with corn. And then we're going to kind of barely cover with heavy whipping cream or half and half. Okay, I remember now that I had bought some extra whipping cream for making ice cream. So, I do have plenty. If you, well, I can't get it open. If you're milking a cow and you got that good cream off that fresh cow's milk, you don't even have to just use the cream. Just mix that milk up really good with that cream and use it. That would be so delicious. Well, what this is going to do is going to cook down too, so you don't really have to have just an overly amount. Now this whipping cream's a little bit out of date. We'll see. Having a little bit of trouble with my hands this morning. This is the next day. Y'all, I got so tired I had to go to bed. Well, it smells okay. So I can see that the milk and the cream is it's just right here. It's not even over the corn, and it don't have to be. You can just see how it's come up to the side. And I'm gonna put 1 stick of salted butter. I'm going to put a lid on this, and I'm going to put it on low. And I'm going to let it just cook on low for about 8 hours. And then I'll let it cool down, and then I'll put it in my quart freezer bags. And I can remember his mama's freezer out on the, she called it the furnace room. And you go out there and open that door up, and there would be flat quart bags stacked up of her cream corn. And I always looked so forward to it, because it just tasted like it come out of the garden, and it was just so good. So I get this done, I'm going to make sure that Danny takes her some of this corn. So that's all there is to it. I done more talking than it don't take very long. Make sure that's on low. Let's see. There we go. Let's see. Slow cooker. 8 hours on low. So both of these are on low. And we come back in 8 hours and we let it cool down. And then I'll show you how I bag it up and stick it in the freezer. And I'm also fixing to show you how I'm going to do just the regular corn that I'm not creaming. To get this corn ready to put in quart bags to put in the freezer, well, I'm not putting this in quart bags. I'm actually going to vacuum seal this frozen corn. Now this corn, it was blanched with the other corn on the cobs. And I'm wanting to vacuum seal this, but I can't do it like unless it's frozen, because what happens is when you're vacuum sealing it, it's going to suck all that water and juice, and it won't vacuum seal. So what I do is I put it out, spread it out on a sheet pan on some parchment paper after it's been blanched, and cut off the cob. And I'm still pulling silkies out of it. But so I'll spread it out. I'm going to stick it right in the freezer and flash freeze it. And once it's good and frozen, I'll take it out and I'll throw it in my vacuum seal bags. And it'll seal it right up. And I don't have to worry about all that juice and all that coming out and it not sealing good. The air the oxygen not being sucked out of it good and not sealing good, because that's what happens when that thing starts to seal. And it's some products, it'll start really trying to pull that oxygen out, and it'll suck the juice out, and it causes it not to work. So some people do a method of using paper towels and all that stuff. I don't want to do that. The easiest way to do stuff like this is to flash freeze your vegetables. Anything that has a lot of moisture in it, a lot of water, just flash freeze it, and then break it apart and vacuum seal it. That's the easiest way to do it and the best way to me. So I'm going to stick this in the freezer, and several hours it should be good and frozen. And that's the way I done my corn on the cob too. I'm flash freezing my corn on the cob before I vacuum seal it, because it has a lot of juice in it too. So it's about that easy. I'm going to make a little bit of snack here with a couple of these cucumbers come out of the garden. And this is just an old recipe. My grandma and my mother-in-law and probably everybody's grandma made this and put it on the table. I like to peel my cucumbers, even the ones I grow, because to me the peelings, a lot of times are just really bitter. Danny don't like the peelings either. So I just dice them up here in a bowl. And I have a feeling this bowl ain't going to be big enough, to tell you the truth. Miss Lord, my bowls are never big enough. And then I got a couple little onions out of the garden. And these onions have been pretty mild. They're the ones that I planted last fall. So they didn't go through the heat. They were ready to pull up about the end of spring. They didn't get huge, but they taste really good, and I grew a lot of them. And the thing of it is, I don't always need a big old onion. I end up having to cut some up and then, wrap it up and put it in the refrigerator. So these are just about the right size, really, for me and Mr. Brown. And they do, like I said, they're not real hot. They're not bitter. And it's just some simple ingredients. Now, I've got red wine vinegar out, but I always use rice vinegar when I make this. I like it better, but I'm totally out, and I need to get some next time I go to the store. And I don't measure it. I just pour it over it. And you know what? I'm going to have to get me another bowl. This ain't working. And the flies are wanting it. I mean, not the flies, but the gnats. Y'all, I don't have any flies, to tell you the truth. I've not had any. But the gnats still, with everything I'm doing, all natural and plug-ins and everything else, they just ain't leaving. I'm going to get another bowl, y'all. Okay, I got me a bigger bowl. I know it made y'all happy, too. Oh. So I'm going to put just a little bit of salt and pepper. And my vinegar. And just a little bit of sugar, not a whole lot. And it's about that easy. And the longer this sits, the better it is. And that's just a simple little cucumber salad, vinaigrette, that was always on my grandma's table and sitting in the refrigerator during summertime. I think we ate it with every meal for a long time. So I'll just cover this up and put it in the refrigerator, and we'll eat on it. You can even Slice up some of your tomatoes or your little cherry tomatoes, put in here. I'm going to put a little bit more sugar in it. That red wine vinegar is pretty tart. But you can use any kind of vinegar that you'd like. Okay, I'm just finishing up, filling up my quart. Well, not filling them up, but putting portions that I know me and Mr. Brown ate in each bag. And then I'm setting them over here on a sheet pan till I get them all filled. And they need to finish really cooling. They're just still a little bit warm. I love my little bag holder here. It helps a lot. But I've just about got this whooped. So, if you're feeding a lot, fill your quart bag up. If you're not, if you're just 2 people, just put whatever portion you know that you'll eat in there. If you just want to do pint-sized bags, do that too. But this method, it's really easy, y'all, and it really doesn't take long. And, you know, except for the slow cook that it goes through. And I thought it was going to take, 8 hours, but when I checked on it in 5, it was done. It was just right. And I didn't want any of my corn to start, turning brown or anything. So this is going to be so good this winter. What I do is I just throw a bag in the refrigerator and let it thaw out and heat it up. And if your corn's not sweet enough, you can put you a little bit of sugar in it if you wanted to. But I didn't need any sugar with this corn. Now there has been times that I've had to add a little sugar to the corn because that year it just wasn't sweet enough. Sometimes it's like that. You don't always get really good sweet corn every year. But this is just right. I don't like it too overly sweet, but I do like a little sweetness to it. And then the creaminess. From the cream and stuff. So we'll just let the rest of these bags cool off over here on the sheet pan. And I'm going to clean my mess up. And then I'll show you what it looks like once I get it all put away and put up. It's always so worth it. So I'm going to start on this next slow cooker. You see how creamy it is. I took some out and ate a little bit of it. It's so good. Wish I'd have had a little piece of cornbread go with it. This is really good to make, sometimes you'll make a pan of cornbread and put you a little cream corn in it. This is good for that too. Or casseroles or just anything that you would use cream corn in besides just eating by itself. You can use this, but I won't do that because this corn, I just look forward to it every year. And there's always plenty of juice. So what is y'all's favorite way of putting corn up? I'll probably end up getting some more and putting more corn on the cob up for the kids, grandkids. But I'm telling you, it's not very cheap anymore. When I was a young mama, and if our corn didn't do very good that year and I had to go out to the farmer's market and buy it, you could get anywhere from 6 to 8 ears for $1. Right now, here where I'm at, they're $1 a piece, and I think that's ridiculous. But I didn't have to pay that for this, so. We've got a very good friend, and he always does us right on stuff. He even went and picked it and brought it to us. He's a good old soul, I tell you. But anyways, I hope, if you've never had it this way, I hope you try it, because I just really believe that y'all really like it. Now, a lot of people just take their canned corn and just cream it, and that's good too. Okay, I'm just putting it on the sheet pan, and I'm leaving the bags open so they will completely cool down. And then I'll finish bagging them up and show you what it looks like before I put them in the freezer. So let's put our other corn up. So I got my corn out of the freezer, and it is, you can see how it is totally frozen. You can tap it, you can hit it, you can get a hammer after it, whatever you want to do. But it does break up pretty easy. And I'm just going to put what I think is the portions that I'll need. This is just regular off the cob. It's got nothing on it. It's just regular off the cob corn that I will need for different recipes. I'll usually try to put like 14, 15, what I think is about 15 ounces of corn in each bag. And you can see how good it seals it up. And it'll stay good in the freezer for a good year. But like I said, we'll eat it up before then. So that's why I just really love my vacuum sealer when it comes to my veggies like this. And freezing it ahead of time is a lot better. So there you go. That's how I'm going to do that. And then we'll do our corn on the cob. I'm just going to finish this up. You know, there's so many different recipes out there that you need just good old regular corn for. So instead of having to buy store-bought frozen corn or canned corn, I can just grab a bag of this. And you know, me and Danny probably won't go through. We'll probably use 2 bags. Now this is a truth. Probably 2 bags, 2 to 3 bags a month, probably, of corn. Okay, my corn on the cob is frozen too. I flash froze it, and first I blanched it, then I flash froze it, which means I just put it on a sheet pan and threw it in the freezer till it froze solid. And I wanted these to be small enough for the grandkids to grab and eat. This is a very good vacuum sealer, but it's very loud too, y'all. Okay, here's our corn, all vacuum sealed. I'm just going to take it out to the freezer and put it in there and get the rest of my cream corn ready to go out to the freezer too. Okay, here's my cream corn. There's about 18 bags, and this should get us through the winter, me and Mr. Brown. If I had a bunch of kids to feed, it'd probably take that twice that much, but this is a good start. And I'm very excited to finally get it done and get it in the freezer and have this good corn to eat. I went to a flea market and I want to share this with y'all. A couple things I picked up. This is 4 placemats. The back is a lightweight denim, and then you see the front is a gingham, a red gingham. And I thought they were really cute. If I don't use them, maybe one of my daughters might want it. But they had such a good price on them, and I just thought they were really cute. Let's see. Just a little over $4 for 4 of them. So, thought that was neat. I really like them. We'll see if I use them or not. I picked up a few other things. Now, I don't know how many of y'all are very vintage minded like I am and my oldest daughter. But do y'all not remember these hanging on your grandma's wall next to her sewing machine, her old sewing machine, or just in her bedroom or somewhere that she would stick her pins in? And it was just $4, I believe. And I just thought it was so cute. So, yeah, it reminds me of my grandma. Now, this right here, y'all, I know this is plastic. This is about as vintage as you can get, though. And I know a lot of y'all are going to remember these butter dishes. And I really didn't want to give $5 for it, but I wasn't going to pass it up. You know, I thought maybe 3, and I thought, well, if you'll give 3, you can give $2 more for it, Lori. And I don't really need another butter dish, but I think what I'll do is use this to put my unsalted butter in because I don't use it much. But it's just very vintage, and I got another enamel bowl here. It's a different size than what I've got. It's very well used. You can see by my hand how big it is. And let's see, I gave $8 for it. Usually I would probably say $6, but you know, $8. I just went ahead and got it. It's a decent size for like fruit and stuff like that I'm mixing up for jellies and stuff. So I really liked it. And I want to show y'all. Y'all that have been with me so long know. Look at my poor little flowers. Oh, I got to get out to the garden. But y'all know how I love and how I collect old vases for my flowers. And I found this one. And I thought it'd be so pretty with sunflowers in it, don't y'all? And it was $7.50, and that's okay. I want to show y'all my 4th of July decorations that I've put up just for y'all. I love doing this stuff. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it for my subscribers. This is just a cute little 4th of July banner that I put up. And if you need something really quick for the 4th, this is a good dish here. I wanted to show you my table scape. Happy 4th, y'all. 250th anniversary. A time for celebration, a time for get-togethers, a time to remember. I want y'all all to be safe this year, but have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We love y'all so much. We'll see y'all in a few days. Happy 4th of July from Whippoorwill Holler.
Is that it?
That's it.
Happy 4th of July!